What's up, guys? I am your girl Nisha B. Looking normal as any other person would today, but today I wanted to talk about this amazing new TV show that they're having. It's on BET now, but if you know me and you've been watching my channel, then you know that I don't do cable. I do Fire Stick and the internet. So that's how I research. That's how I find stuff, and that's that. But it's by Murder Inc. Mr. Irv Gotti. Let's just say I love it. I just want to let you know you did an amazing job. Like the first freaking episode, and you did an amazing job. Like, come on. Okay, so it's called Tales. It came out the 27th, which is a Tuesday, so it premiered that day. And the first one was called F the Police. Come on, F the Police. Do we need to say anything more? Okay. Well, if you didn't hear about it, this is going to be your first time hearing about it. You should watch it. It's most definitely a good episode, TV show, period. I can't wait for the second one. It really makes you think. Like, I can see, at first when I first watched it, I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, when it first started, I was like, what's about to happen? And then when it started, I was like, oh, he switched the roles. He switched the roles to where, instead of us, saying, hey, what if it was you? He put it in perspective and visual. You know how some people, they go to work or something, they be like, I have to have hands on, or I have to see it to know what I'm doing. I just can't hear you telling me about it. So the fact that he put it into this TV and branching it through the world is amazing. So I was on 18 minutes and 88 seconds and I was blown. Okay, so yeah, that's how good it is. Well, to me anyway. I like thinkable things. It makes me think. It makes me be like, dang. It makes you want to cry. It makes you want to, yeah, all of that. So let's see. When it first started and everything, let's pause, okay? I just want to say, never mind. Anywho, when it first started, it says like what it says. It started to where the white boy comes out of his house or whatever, and but Brody, his neighbor, is telling what happened. So he's telling the head cop what happened. So the white boy comes out of the house, and his name was Jaden, and he, have his backpack, his hoodie, jacket on, and that should remind you of something. He's walking. They just did the little sweep, and all that. 'Cause they was looking for somebody, and two cops seen him, so they turned around, and it was like, where you going, or do you supposed to be out or something like that? And they was like, well, do you have your pass and ID? They looked at it. Instead of first cop giving him the pass back, he threw it down like, it ain't nothing or whatever. And he just looked or whatever. So then he was about to grab it or something. I forgot the part. But he was about to grab it or whatever. And the other cop, the huge cop, the ugly one, he like grabbed him and just body slammed him. And that's the first collision on his head. Like, boom. And he felt that, you could tell, like, instantly he was just traumatized from that. And then he turned to blood. He was saying help me. He started recording at that moment, like, most black people do. They're recording, they're asking for help and all of that. He was like, what if I was your son? And the black cop was like, you ain't my son. You would never be my son. You poor, dirty, white trash or whatever. And at that moment, it's like, that should make every person, any race, think, okay, what if that was our race or whatever. I don't know why people are so focused on the color of the skin every time, but nowadays you have to be like, I'm beautiful, I'm black, I'm proud, I'm white, I'm this and that. But anywho, um yeah, so he asked for help. He said that to him, and then he proceeded to get up. As he proceeded to get up, the same man, the skinny short one, was like, stand down. He pulled his weapon. Boom, stand down. Don't get up. Don't get up. Blah 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 blah. And that's when the other one, was looking, and he was just like, why? The white boy was like, why are you doing this, Jaden? He was like, why are you doing this? And then the other big black guy pulled his weapon. Boom, shot him. Boom, shot him again. And that was that scene. He told him what happened, and the officer was like, how you know he wasn't on the type of drugs? How you know he was doing this? How he was doing that? And he was like, he was a good kid. He went to school every day. He didn't do anything to nobody. It was no reason for them to do that to him. I seen everything. He was like, you probably didn't really see everything from your angle. And he was like, yeah, I did. I most definitely did see everything. But they didn't believe him. So Brody was working for Bob Davis. Mr. Bob Davis. He's a rich white. Sorry. He was a rich black man in this episode. Him and his wife. I think her name was Jennifer. Him and his wife or whatever. And he worked as a caterer at their house or whatever. And you could tell the wife from the beginning really liked him. Like when he went to he got on a bus on the way to the house. The cops came up there on the bus and they ripped his pass up. And the pass is for them to go into different towns, I guess, from the poor town to the rich town, because they have a wall. I guess like back in the day, how they didn't let black people do certain things or whatever like that. So when he got to the place, the Chinese man, I think he's Chinese, don't quote me on that, I don't know, could be Japanese, could be any, the man, his boss was like, your kind basically can never be on time. Same thing that they would tell a black person. So he was like, can you give me another pass? He's like, nah, I'm not the one you talk to. You need to go upstairs for that. And he went upstairs to Mr. Davis, and Mr. Davis instantly, you could tell how he was. He was just like, like, what do you want? Like, and then the wife walked in, Brody, like so happy and stuff. And she started asking him about the incident, how he felt and stuff. And then Mr. Davis was like, how do you expect him to feel? He's from the jungle. They all alike, like already profiling him. So you could tell how she acted. She liked him or whatever. And then that's when his company came, I guess like the council or whatever. They came and they had a meeting about it and telling Mr. Davis, we need to shut this down. We need to fix this. Like this can't be on the news and stuff like this. This can't even make court. Like, it's not that popular or just it's not that big. Like, it doesn't matter that this boy died. It don't matter that a cop killed him for no reason. It don't matter. And Mr. Davis was like, yeah. Then he was like, especially by the clothes he was wearing, probably made the cops feel some type of way. And the wife was like, what you mean? His clothes? What did his clothes have to do with anything? And right there, that shows you most white people. Because right now it's mainly blacks against the whites. Has always been, but it's back to it being worse. Yeah, they're doing Muslims and, Mexicans and all of that wrong too, but they can't stand black people. So, some of them anyway. So this part is telling you, like, not all white people are against black people. There are some white people that's standing up for black people. And the fact that she said that he was like, he hurried up and grabbed her hand and was like, I'll talk to you later. And he dismissed everybody. And as they talked about him, his people, him in general, all of that in his face, he had to stay in there and keep, being civilized because that was his job. Now, later on, some more stuff happened, but I just want to say this is my opinion. You could tell by everything that happening is happening in the TV show that is going to relate to some type of incident that is going on in the world. Is making the world wake up, like wake the hell up and see what's going on. Stop being so blinded just because you're one race. Like, we don't have to be divided, we don't have to be this and that. Like, if you stop thinking about just you, more things can happen. And then with the one community, the blacks or the Mexicans or whatever, the whites or whatever, we need to learn how to come together. So that's my opinion on that. Later, I'm not going from scene after scene. I'm just jumping around, okay? But later, you can watch it. I'm gonna say that. Go watch it, and then you know what I'm talking about. Later, the rapper Tay, which is the white boy from the jungle, which is Brody's older brother friend, he went on Mr. Davis' TV show, and he had the footage of when a woman cop, black, was outside of the bar and a white man came out, and he was, kind of drunk, but he was going straight home. He didn't say anything to nobody, he didn't do anything to nobody, he was going straight home. So she was like, hey, where you going? He was like, oh, I'm just going home now. I just got off and going home. She was like, you drunk? She's trying to find the trouble instead of anything else, okay? He said something like, why, like, what do you want? Or, just asking her a question like, why are you trying to stop me? Like, or whatever, I'm just going home, I'm not doing anything. And she was like, what? And then boom, hit him with the little stick, whatever they call it, little things that police have. She hit him with that, instantly bleeding and all that. Another person died, So they recorded that. So Tay took it to Mr. Davis, and because Brody's brother was like, I know you can give it to him. So being that, when he went on the TV show, Mr. Davis thinking he's gonna come on there and say what he wanted to say, but he didn't. He simply said, look here, it's not right. It's not right that the system is against us. It's rigged to be against us white people, and the same instance is rigged to be against black people. So he's saying it's against us. If you was in my shoes, how would you feel? If this was a black person, how would you feel? That's basically what he was saying. He was like, you can lie. You can lie. It's nothing. Like, you can do or go through what I've been going through. I think by him going on the TV show and standing up, it's like most of our black people trying to go and stand up for the people that are getting hurt. Like, it is so bad, guys. Like, for me as a young mother, like, I understand it because, like, I have boys, and not just boys, but like my kids are black, you know what I'm saying? So like, it makes you fear like what's gonna happen. Are my kids gonna be able to walk down the street? Like, I don't let my kids have toy guns, because it's always something. I don't even let my kids play in certain areas at certain times because it's so frightening. But at the same time, I try to make them to where they don't fear the police, but they're aware. I make them think like they're supposed to, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard nowadays to have kids because you're so afraid. But when they jumped Brody brother, because Brody was going to testify, they wasn't in uniform, they wasn't in anything, they came there as normal human beings, and it was like, if your brother testified, he's a dead man. Yeah. And for me, it's like, if he testified, then y'all kind of a dead man. But it made you think. Like, me and my brother was like, if he testified, are they just gonna get away with it? Because that's how it is for most cops nowadays. Is he just gonna get away with it? So they was just basically warning him. And then when Brody got home, his brother was like, why are you testifying? Like, you want to dig your grave next to Jaden's? Like, he's afraid. Because at first I was like, why he don't want him to do it? Like, why he don't want to stand up? But then at the same time, I was understanding. So when he clarified he don't want him to dig his grave, it's because he didn't want to see his brother dead too. I told you that Brody and Jennifer, the wife, the rich wife, was messing around and stuff. So when everybody in the jungle knew because she came to the house and slept with him and all of that stuff. So he went there and Ray Vince, which is the attorney, came looking for him. And Brody's brother, I can't remember his name, guys, but he's not testifying. Like, my brother's not dying because of this. My brother is not. You're not about to make everybody in the neighborhood everybody in the neighborhood hate my brother because him testifying. Like, that brings bad to us. So he went to go look. Ray Vince went to go look for Brody at Mr. Davis' house. Mr. Davis was coming home. He was like, you hired my witness. He was like, nah, I'm not dealing with anybody in this case, and I can't believe you would turn on us. And that's what most white people would say, like, how could you turn on us? Like, why would you do that? You're supposed to be white. You're supposed to be this. Like, we're not supposed to be taken up for, other races, black people. And in that instant, Mr. Davis went in the house and he seen Brody feeling on his wife's body as they went up the stairs and grabbing her butt, and they was talking and laughing. And Mr. Ray Vince was like, very shocked. So he was like, Jennifer, what's going on? She was like, oh my God. So he took him and Mr. Davis took Brody, flipped him over the stairwell or whatever. And that's when Mr. Ray was like, whistle so the police can come in there, because he was already prepared just in case Mr. Davis tried to act out. And Jennifer switched roles, bro. Like, this is what shocked me. Like, I was so pissed off at her. At first I liked her so much, and then she just switched roles. She was like, he took me, I had to make him bring me back. He took me and did things to me like some white people would do when they're messing with a black person back in the day. I'm not from back in the day, but I researched, okay? So back in the day, they would do that. Like, if they're messing with a black person and the dad found out or something, they don't want to get in trouble, or their husband finds out or something, they say the black person raped them, did this to them, and blah, blah, blah. Or if the black person don't do what they want them to do, they say, oh, they raped them with no evidence. Like the little boy that went to go visit his family, I forgot his name, to go visit his family and all that, and him and his cousins went in the store, and everybody was like, I bet you want to say hi to her, speak to her, whatever, and he did. And the woman went to go, told her family and stuff, like, he tried to talk to me, he feels on me, the black boy talked to me, blah, 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 blah. And, they did all that stuff to him, put him in a river and all that. And that's something they was talking about, I think, last year, too, to this day. So stuff like that, you cannot do anything and they will switch on you. So it wasn't surprising, but it was surprising because she was like, I think you should should go testify. I think you should do it. I think you should fight for what you believe in and fight for your people. I don't feel like you shouldn't just because I'm black and you talking to me or whatever. So the cop had put one of them little tie things that you put on shoes or whatever on his arms, and he started choking him, like choking, not holding him back, like choking him. He was like, I can't breathe. And Ray Vince, his attorney, was pulling the other man off, and he was still holding. He was like, let him go. And Mr. Dave was just standing there, y'all, and he was like holding his wife, and she was just So they choked him to death. He kept saying like he couldn't breathe, and then Mr. Ray was like, how could you do this? Like, y'all just killed him. Like, he checked his pulse, everything. He was just like so sad and hurt. So the bad part that makes you want to cry is Tay, the rapper, the one that went on TV to support them, he had to tell Brody's brother. Now, in the beginning of the show, when Brody said he was going to testify, they had his name and stuff. His brother was like, if something happened to you, I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to hurt them, because that's like a part of me dying. And then the other part is just there for revenge. Like, I'm dead already. When you die, I die. So I don't want that to happen. Don't testify. So when he went to go tell his brother, he was like, "Don't joke with that. Like, don't come tell me my brother dead. Like, you don't joke with that." He pulled his gun out, pointed to his friend's head. He was like, "I'm your friend. Like, I wouldn't just tell you something like that. It's true. Like, bro, it's really true. They killed him. The cops killed him." And from then, he was just like, hurt. They told the mama. The mama was like, "What?" And then the cop told the mom, so it was even worse. So later, he was in his room crying. He got his gun, put his gun in his shirt. They had, I guess, their neighborhood, the jungle. Jungle is the projects, if y'all didn't know that. Their jungle, whatever, they had the purple flag, so everybody represented the purple flag. He, put it on his face. They had it around their head. The girl had the little mask on, and at that point, it was the court day, and it was the time Brody was supposed to testify that day. So, Attorney Ray was like, and due to some bad circumstances, I don't have my witness or whatever. So the two cops, got off basically, just like that, first degree and second degree, got off, and the riot happened. Now you are very, aware of the riots. When something bad happens and there's no justice, that's when everybody comes together. So it showed the friends coming together, it showed the neighborhood coming together, the community period coming together and going to the riot. They said the car's on fire, and that's when everything started. They started beating the police up, all this stuff, and then Tay grabbed Brody's brother and was like, "Look, the SWAT team was coming and stuff." And then they start showing the clips of 1997, way back in the day, just showing like police jumping a white person, which would be the black person, showing black police hanging a white person in front of their home. You get it now, like just flipping the role, period, point blank. So I'm gonna say, like, if you haven't watched this, guys, watch it. Like, I'm just giving you blimps, okay? I'm not gonna give you the whole episode. I ain't got time for that. Never got time for that. Cause it's so good that you should watch it on your own, even if you white, black, Hispanic, anything. Like, you should watch it because it's showing how we should come together. It's showing how we need to start fighting for what we believe in, not just because it didn't happen to us. What if it did happen? Then you're gonna be like, "Oh, now I should stand up for everybody because it finally happened to me." No, stand up because that's your people, and regardless, if you have, some of us have friends that are white that are very, nice. I've had them. I've had the point where my white friends were treated wrong. I've had points to where my black friends were treated wrong. I've had points to where my husband was treated wrong. So just stick together, even if you're Muslim, everything, because they're shutting Muslims out, they're shutting Mexicans out. So this show for me is to make everybody aware, and it's hard to reach everybody not knowing what's going to happen to me if I speak up. So I feel like this show is bomb, diggity dong. And on an interview with Irv Gotti, he was like, I'ma serve motherfuckers hard with tails. Okay, and that's quote unquote what he said. I'ma serve motherfuckers hard with tails. Meaning, what I feel like he was saying is, when tails come out, it's gonna bang or whatever, because, and it's gonna go hard because it's making you see from a whole nother perspective. Not me just making a TV show and the white black people getting beat up and it's still white cops. No, I'm flipping this shit, and then you're gonna realize this is what's going on. So I'm most definitely ready to see the next episodes and see what he's gonna be giving us. So I applaud you, Irv Gotti. I applaud you so much for that. And that interview on Breakfast Club was really good too. So go check that out if you haven't seen that too. But Tales comes on every Tuesday, 7 Central. So don't miss it. This should be a new beginning for 2017/ending, because it's almost over. Like, the year ended so fast. It gets a thumbs up. So if this is good content that YouTube would know and it would be recommended to everybody else, Comment so I know like some of the things you would like to see for me to talk about, want to hear about, want me to react to, and just comment if you like or not. And don't forget to click the bell so you won't miss anything also. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.